Hello and welcome to the second season of Brand News, the podcast. I'm Charlotte Emily, your host, and I'm thrilled to partner with Winkelstraat.nl, your go-to spot for all things luxury fashion, connecting international retailers and emerging luxury brands with the trendsetting youth of today. This season, we're delving even deeper into the world of brands and style. Every episode, we'll uncover the latest news, trends, and expert insights with the help of industry insiders. From exclusive interviews to behind-the-scenes moments, gear up to expand your fashion horizons with Brand News brought to you by Winkelstraat.nl. Enjoy the show. I'm your host, Charlotte Emily, and today I am speaking to Diede. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, actually.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this one. Yeah.
I'm also super excited.
Love that.
Thank you for being here. It's super rainy outside. So,
it's very blue today.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah. Shame.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to have you on. I want to cover quite a range of topics, your experience, passion, and also your industry insights. Diede, you're a dancer and a model. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, I mean, that's definitely what I do. It's not what I am.
Yes.
I would not define myself as dancer or as a model, but I'm just doing things I really love to do. Mm-hmm. And that all started with the whole dancing part. I fell in love with dancing from a very young age, and it was this intense love you went for and you wanted to know more of, and it was also filled with a lot of joy. And from there on, things just grew into more dancing, and boom, there was a camera in front of me, and I felt like maybe that's also interesting to do.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
This was very quick.
We have time to uncover it all.
So it started with dancing, and I think the reason it got into where I'm at now is the fact that I fell in love with the stage, with having an audience, with having something to express, something to tell. And I wasn't the greatest at verbally speaking, so doing it without using words, but using my body was freeing.
Yeah.
I think.
Okay, we'll get into it during the podcast. I know you a little bit personally, and I know that you are from a small town in the south of the Netherlands, and you moved to Amsterdam a little while ago. Mm-hmm. Do you feel like there's more opportunities in the creative field that you operate in bigger cities?
Definitely. I think the greatest cause for that is the fact that it's more space, so there's more people living, so the chance of meeting more creative people is also bigger. It's easy as that. I think the reason I wanted to move to Amsterdam wasn't necessarily because I knew career-wise it would be great, because I was thinking of this from a very young age. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you have these insights or thoughts, and you're like, I think I want to live there.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about Amsterdam, except for the fact that if I was there, I felt very authentic to who I was. So from there on, it was way easier for me to develop as a creative / artist. And I think in smaller cities, it's just more tough. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you, so that was your main decision to move career-wise?
Yeah, I wanted to go study dance. And we had I did my pre-education in the capital of Limburg. Mm-hmm. But there was no Bachelor of Arts where I could study dance in the South. So that was already the moment where I had to move to Rotterdam to pursue the dancing education.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what education exactly did you do for anyone listening who doesn't really know?
Oof. So I started doing pre-education with a pre-education dance. So it's combined with your middle school. Mm-hmm. And in my case, I did VMBO-TL, which is, I don't know how to translate that.
Yeah, Karim was on the podcast
I heard them saying that. I was like, how am I going to explain this to people? Because it makes no sense. But anyways, middle school, a part of middle school combined with dancing academy. So it was middle school and dancing a lot.
Okay.
From there on, I went to do HAVO for pre-education because people told me it was better to have a Bachelor of Dance to eventually become dancers. So I wanted to do HAVO and get my HAVO certificate. And I did that at Rotterdam. Gordat, HAVO voor muziek en dans. I didn't graduate, but where were we going?
I asked about your education.
There you go. So after Gordarts, I went back to Limburg to get my HAVO, and from there on I went to Tilburg to study Bachelor of Dance at High School of the Arts. So that's like 2 pre-educations, 1 high school dance.
Yeah.
A lot of dance.
Yeah.
I'm tired.
Okay,
Yeah.
so did you kind of set out to start in dance and then also move into modeling, or how did you end up combining these 2 careers?
I mean, when I started shooting for fun, I often heard people say it's so easy to work with dancers in front of a camera because they just move their body. And obviously we pose and we deliver, but we're very aware of how our body works and how we feel still authentic to the way we express ourselves. So from that point, I was already like, this is fun because I'm doing something that I already love to do, and I'm now combining it with something else I also really like to do.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah. And I think after a while, I bumped into the fashion composers, and their bio was literally a leading modeling agency for elite dancers. And I was like, oh, who?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. This fits you.
So then was that whole thing of modeling and dancing and video, and it was lockdown. So media went like super fast. We could film everything. We had to also. And I think those 3 actually coming together is a different era where I'm super happy to be part of. That.
Yeah, nice. So you're represented by the Fashion Composers, which is an agency or a management, so to say.
Yeah.
You're also a part of 2 other management.
Yes. One in Oslo.
Do you call it management bureaus or
agencies?
Or,
Agencies.
One is in Oslo?
And one is in Hamburg. But most of my things are happening in Amsterdam. And I'm also, I really like to work abroad. Mm-hmm. But Amsterdam is also my hometown. And I like my mother agency is very comforting and very hardworking and driven to make it work. Yeah. So it just increases your chances to be signed in other places as well. But still you're having a mother agency. And in my idea, I get the most from there.
Yeah. So do you, for someone maybe who is listening and doesn't really know how it works, like you work as a dancer and a model and you're represented by an agency, how does that, what does that collaboration look like?
The one between my agency and
yourself.
And myself. Yeah, I think through your agency, it's way more protected. So obviously, most of my work comes from there. They have a lot of clients, they know people, and they're just on your journey as well. So they guide you a bit. I think if it comes to other jobs, which I do apart from my agency, are the ones I arrange myself. So for instance, this one, I met you, I bumped into you, you told me about a podcast. I was like, invite me. I want to have a talk. Let's sit down, let's unpack this. And that is like my own responsibility. I have an agency, but I'm not protected for whatever. Like I also have to go out there myself and meet people and invite myself to brand new sports. I'm just naming something.
Entrepreneur.
There you go. That's funny.
Do you feel like that protection that you just touched upon, do you feel like you need that in the industry?
I'm sure. I mean, yeah, for sure. Especially if you're young. I'm at an age now where I can, like, if I meet people or I talk to them, I can decide for myself, like, this feels good or this doesn't.
Yeah.
But obviously, if you're still in your teenage years and you're pursuing a modeling career or a dancing career, it's good to be protected. At all costs. Yeah. I mean, my agents know who I am and how I move and what I like to do. So in that case, they're always safe with options. But they're also very honest in the whole. If there's things happening, for instance, in a country which is not safe, then they will also say like, "Listen, you don't have to go because it's also safety, which what's necessary now." Like they're very open in communicating about the client and where to be and how to be, and if I really want to do that, if I'm open for that. Because sometimes you get like ridiculous stuff asked, like, do you want to jump off a whatever? I don't know. And you have to be like, if someone else then decides for you, you got to go, even though you're scared of shit of heights. Well, you have to suck it up. So I'm really happy my agents are like, Is that fine for you? Okay, then let's do it.
Yeah. Do you feel like you had like a bit of like a break or like a breakthrough, so to say, in terms of when you were like, okay, this is really how I wanna pursue my career, dancing, modeling? Was there like one specific project that you did that made you feel like, okay, this is it, this is how I want to move forward?
Actually, I'm just gonna say it. So I think a turning point of events. Let's not call it a breakthrough, but for me, the whole script flipped as soon as I decided to quit school. Like I was stuck there, and I wanted to get out into the world and show myself and learn stuff on the spot, like not through reading or writing. I just want to do stuff. And I think the moment I decided also to quit school, that was when Fashion Composers did sign me, because I applied a year before that, didn't get any response. So timing of it all was on my side, definitely. And that was for me the point where also a lot of jobs just kept on coming, and I was on a roll, and I was like, I feel like this is a kind of breakthrough. I'm just learning because I'm new. Like I haven't been in fashion at all. I was just dancing and doing that. So it was definitely a breakthrough, but it was also a tough one. But that was, I would always mention this point if people ask me this.
Yeah. In terms of balancing like the two industries, because they are, they're both creative, but they are two different industries. Yeah. Do you ever feel like you maybe have to deal with differences in the industries, maybe like a conflict in your schedule, or is there anything that you feel like is hard to combine?
I think it's pretty well scheduled. Because it's about adapting fast. I never know how my week is going to look like or my upcoming weeks. And somehow that also gives me peace, because I can just respond whenever things are happening. And I think first comes, first serve. Yeah. Obviously, I check with myself, is this something I want to do? Dance related or shooting related? And from there on, I just built a schedule. I think the most conflicting thing was at the beginning of my career, so after school. Commercial was often seen as less within theater environments. Okay. To put it softly. I had a feeling during my pre-education as well that whenever I wanted to do my street dance competitions, which were very commercial, I'm aware, but they didn't really support that. It was a bit like, theater was elite, right, till some years ago. That feeling was a bit of a twisted thing for me as soon as I decided to go into commercial, because I was like, am I doing something wrong? Like, is this below my, that. But that changed, definitely. I love it. Yeah.
Actually, I remember, I'm just remembering now, I wanted to ask you another question about education.
Oh, yeah.
So, sorry for going back.
No, let's go.
But do you feel like you, in terms of needing an education, because you did just mention that the jobs came to you when you quit school, right? Yeah. But in terms of needing a diploma or an education, how do you view that after having like really not done the regular path, basically?
I feel like it gets less. The heaviness of being a dropout is definitely different than 10 years ago. But looking back at how I perceived my education, I knew already earlier that it wasn't a place where I was happy. Yeah. But I was, and I'm sure that's society-based, I was scared to just go out there and be like, yo, what's up? I don't have a certificate, but I got moves. Like, what are you going to sell? So then, yes. Yeah. But okay. I've been healing a lot of that. So that's all right for now. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I feel like I think it's a fact that the fashion industry, I don't know how it is in the dancing industry, but has been and still is, I suppose, criticized in terms of the way that you look or the way that you dress or the way that you are. Things change all the time.
Constantly.
Yeah. In terms of like trends and everything that happens within the industry, how do you view that?
I'm aware there's this, okay, let's put it like this. I had a hard time telling people I was a model and dancer because I thought everything is now written out for me. Like they know who I am, what I do. I'm probably not super intellectual, but I can move my body a lot. And I'm probably doing this because I look the way I look, and that was it. I feel like we're still programmed into this idea of being super skinny and maybe also have long blonde hair and blue eyes. Like it is definitely improving a lot, but it's been programmed for years. So it also takes some time to eventually be fully reprogrammed on that. What I do feel like is one of the main reasons one of the main reasons I get to do what I do is because of my personality. Like if I would apply for becoming a model like 10 years ago, I would have been too small. First of all, my shoulders look like I'm a professional swimming dude. Like I would not be, whatever. And I think what's good these days is that you see a lot of people you can identify with. Like that was needed. Come on. I wanted to see a bald girl like doing baby freezes.
Yeah.
Show me the good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you don't look like you're a swimming dude.
Back in the day, I thought so. I thought I was pretty buff, but no.
No, I love your hair, by the way. Well,
my hair. Which ones? There's none. Yeah. Thank you. Though.
Yeah. Do you feel we were actually just talking before the podcast that you work a lot with being on camera, and this is your first podcast, but in terms of like the pressure of having a camera on you, do you also feel like you kind of have like you're inspiring others because people view your work, even if it's live or can see it on reruns somewhere on
I mean, you get used to cameras somehow. But I think it's also comparing to, I mean, I've been on stages and dancing and being in front of an audience. So I already knew those kind of nerves and those kind of feelings in your stomach where you're like, oh, what's about to pop in tonight? What am I gonna do? So in that sense, it's kind of the same. I think the harder part is that even like if it's filmed and it's out there somewhere, it's there.
Yeah.
Like if I do a performance and I blow it, and maybe I don't have to do it again, great.
Yeah.
There's only a bunch of people seeing that, it's fine. But if if my face is in a campaign or whatever and I look like, it's out there. I have to look at it. Yeah. I have to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But apart from that, cameras, no, it's fun, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. Well, this season we're doing it with cameras, the podcast.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. I think it took a little bit of getting used to for me, I think, but I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Cameras, yeah?
Yeah. A little bit. Yeah.
More tough than microphones.
It depends. I think it depends on kind of what you're saying. If you're opening up and being vulnerable and I kind of maybe it weighs the same.
Right?
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But it either also complements each other or it makes each other.
Yeah, true.
Gotcha. Nice.
This season is in partnership with Winkelstraat.nl. You've also done a campaign with them.
True.
Yeah, that looked really amazing.
That was sick, right?
Yeah. For someone who hasn't seen it, can you tell us a little bit about what it is?
That was a while ago also.
Yeah, I think, was it 2 years, I think?
Maybe. It was this era of NFT, which I really don't have a lot of knowledge about all these technology things. But I know that the guy who got in contact with and who eventually also was on the shoot is a guy I know from back in the day. And he was like, yeah, we're going to do this with an NFT and it's on the shirt and people scan it and it moves. And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're saying, bro, but yeah, let's do it. And I put on a shirt and it was literally this black kind of thing, which didn't say anything. And I was like, so where's the visuals now?
Yeah.
Huh? What do you mean? And then when shots were taken, you could literally indeed like scan your phone and it would have this heart, I think. It was a whole art piece, which you could scan and buy or something like that. It was technology, but it was sick. And the shots were sick also.
Yeah, we'll have to share them. I'll put them up on the
Instagram. Cute. The video is amazing.
Yeah. The slogan of Winkelstraat.nl is to help you own it wherever your it is. And we definitely just spoke about your like kind of breakthrough feeling. But do you also have like a kind of moment in your career, or maybe a specific campaign that kind of made you feel like you were owning a decision that you made back then? Or maybe in the future?
I mean, I think at every kind of job I do, especially if it comes to, also dancing, there's always something new you unlock, and where as you've done it, you look back and you're like, oh, I actually owned that bit, which I was pretty nervous for. Probably after this podcast, I'll be like, oh, I was a bit nervous there, but I owned it. Like, I got back, I continued, whatever. Yeah. So I think every kind of thing you do is a little breakthrough, and you should celebrate those as well.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. I want to highlight some of the things that I know that you've done, either in dancing or modeling. So you recently modeled for Atelier Reservé, a Dutch brand, or an Amsterdam brand actually, during Amsterdam Fashion Week. You modeled for Calvin Klein.
Special work. Yeah. So that was not directly. Yeah.
Well, it looked amazing.
Oh, that's good.
And you did an editorial for Soul magazine, Paris-based magazine. Yeah. Amazing. And also a Nike campaign. Yeah. I mean, really cool things that you're doing. You should be super proud of yourself.
I'll put that in my pocket.
Yeah, for sure. What's been your favorite collaboration or campaign that you worked on?
Oof. That's a lot. But I think definitely a highlight I always mention is Paris Fashion Week, Issey Miyake. In 2022, the year he passed away. So that was, the feeling on that runway was a different level.
That should have been in my highlights.
Shivers again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was sick. Yeah.
I can imagine.
Yeah, so there's butterflies right now.
Yeah.
As we speak. Yeah. That was dope. And I think like that is more commercial. Also, I think 2021, I was part of a movie that was shot in Sicily for 2 weeks, and it was very artistic. It was hard work. It was 2 of the hottest possible weeks in Sicily at that time. And the whole team was there to create magic stuff. And the film eventually got selected for Cinedance also, so I saw it on a screen.
Amazing.
In the Eye Museum in Amsterdam. And that is something total opposite from, for instance, an Issey Miyake fashion show. But that movie is also something that taught me so much about the job, about myself, about other people. It's like those memories that shaped you, like a bit heavier than other ones. Which I really love to do. There's a lot I love to do. Man, there's also great stuff coming still. Like, I'm so excited. Yeah.
Can you share something?
Yeah, I don't know. No. No, let's just wait. Like, we're keeping up nice. September is here. It's going to be fast. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, that's so exciting. Do you have any, like, dream collaborations or things that you would really like to do?
Yeah, I mean, I still properly want to do Calvin Klein, like film, shoot, all of it. Interview, let me speak. Like, I would love that. But I think the thing I dream about really is doing perfume campaign for Yves Saint Laurent, for instance. I saw the Black Opium one on television like years ago, and I saw the girl in her like biker jacket, and I was like, you look like me. Yeah. You look like I would do that too. Yeah.
That would be cool.
That caught me. And that was even before I was into modeling. I saw that and I was like impressed. And I thought I should be able to, I want to do that. Let's go do that. Yeah.
Okay, we're manifesting this
there right
now.
There you go.
How do you decide, because earlier in the conversation we said about you working with management, and now we're speaking about collaborations and things that you've done, but how do you know if a partnership is right for you? You obviously work with a management who I think maybe filters some things out, but how do you decide?
I mean, you never really know like what's about to happen if you say yes to something or no to something. But I think I always check up on myself as soon as I get an option or an idea, and right away my gut is like, I try to immediately hold on to that. Like, it was my
Yeah.
first intuition. Something is off. I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
Even if it looks like there's big things happening with that
Yeah.
or whatever, you have to really check up on yourself, because you can be very sensitive to these promising things and people promise you a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I really try to be as grounded as possible and really check up, like, does this feel safe? Check. Is this going
Yeah.
to provide me in this way? Check. Okay, let's just do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have any tips for someone who maybe works in the same industries as you, or someone who is interested in kind of combining those worlds that you do?
I think, well, first of all, if you feel like you want to do something else, do it. Yeah. Even if it scares the shit out of you.
Even
for
if it's
fuck's
quitting
sake,
school.
that is exactly where you need to be. Like, come on. That you always have a choice, and you always have a choice to change your mind. Yes, what I'm doing right now is what I love to do. If I change my mind tomorrow and I want to be doing something totally different, I have the freedom to do that. So if you feel like you want to go for something, just give it a shot. First of all, and while doing that, just be a bit kind to yourself and have some compassion. Like, it's gonna be rough and it's gonna be bumpy, but it's also it's needed. It's needed. Yeah,
that's sweet.
Yeah. Be great. Just be great.
Yeah. I was gonna say, also, do you have any brands that you aspire to work with? But you obviously just said Calvin Klein and Saint Laurent. Any others?
I'm sure, but there's a lot, right? Yeah. I mean, sometimes you also don't really know you want to work for a brand, but then you work with them, and the whole experience of the brand and the idea behind it and the people behind it just switch things up, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I fully trust that whatever is making its way towards me is exactly what it should be.
Yeah.
So I am allowing it. I'm receiving. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're doing really amazing. And I saw obviously your work on when I met you. You were doing a photo shoot actually. Which was amazing.
Yeah.
I really enjoy following your work and everything that you're working on.
That's good.
And
That's good.
I'm excited to see what the future holds for you.
Same.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Anything else that you want to share?
I hope you're having a great day. Wow, anything else I want to share? Well, it's a pleasure being here.
Thank you.
This is really fun. I did feel at the beginning I was like warming up. Yeah. But we need to warm up. That's also when you're gonna dance. You need to warm up. Yeah. But no, this is fun. I can sit here for hours. Like, can we order some food?
Probably. Yeah. Well, you just said that you ate a tiny bit.
A tiny bit. Yeah. Not that much.
Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank
I really
you.
enjoyed it. Thank you.